When a woman distances herself and ignores you, just do this one thing. Female psychology. There's a strange silence that hits a man's life at times. A woman who once gave him attention, who smiled at his texts, who called late at night just to talk about nothing, suddenly becomes quiet. The messages stop, the calls don't come, and when you reach out, her replies are short, cold, sometimes delayed by hours, or not at all. You begin to wonder, what happened? Did I do something wrong? Did she lose interest? Is she testing me? Did I say the wrong thing? That confusion is heavy, and many men, in that moment, make the biggest mistake of their lives. They start chasing harder, they double text, they call repeatedly, they write long emotional paragraphs, they beg for her attention. And do you know what happens when you do this? She pulls away even further. Because here's the truth that most men don't understand. When a woman distances herself from you, your reaction decides whether she comes back or whether you lose her forever. So let's dive deep into the psychology behind this. Why does a woman ignore you? Why does she pull away? And most importantly, when it happens, what is the one thing you must do that changes everything? Why women distance themselves? The psychology behind it. First, understand this. Women rarely distance themselves for no reason. There's always something happening beneath the surface. Here are some of the most common psychological reasons. 1. She's testing your emotional strength. A woman, especially when she has feelings, may pull back slightly to see, is this man strong enough to hold his ground, or will he crumble the moment I pull away? This isn't always conscious, but many people are naturally attracted to emotional stability rather than desperation. 2. She's losing interest or feeling bored. Sometimes she feels you're too available, too predictable, and wants to see whether you truly value yourself. If you panic and chase harder, you reinforce the idea that your happiness depends on her attention. 3. She's overwhelmed or processing emotions. If something hurt her or she's dealing with stress, she may need space to think. If you refuse to respect that space, she may see your behavior as needy rather than supportive. 4. She's comparing her options. Sometimes she may be talking to other people or deciding whether you're the right match. It can be painful, but your response during this period often shapes how you're perceived. 5. She wants to see leadership and confidence. Her silence may quietly ask, are you someone who needs constant reassurance or someone who stays grounded regardless of circumstances? The biggest mistake men make. When men don't understand female psychology, they often fall into one deadly trap: chasing validation. They believe, if I explain myself more, if I remind her how much I care, if I try harder, she'll come back. But attraction rarely works that way. People don't fall in love because they're pressured. They respond to how someone makes them feel. And nothing weakens attraction faster than desperation. When she ignores you and you start chasing, she may interpret it as, you're insecure. You need her more than she needs you. You struggle with emotional pressure. When respect disappears, attraction often follows. The one thing you must do. Now here's the surprising truth. When a woman distances herself and ignores you, the one thing you should do is nothing. Not out of anger, not out of revenge, not to play games, but with calm, confident silence. Why? Because silence communicates emotional control. When she ignores you and you don't chase, you respect her space. You stay in control of your emotions. You show that your peace doesn't depend on her behavior. And sometimes that creates curiosity. She may begin wondering, why isn't he chasing me? Maybe he's stronger than I thought. Maybe he has his own life. That curiosity can be powerful. A story to remember. Let me give you an example. There was a man named David. He met a woman he genuinely liked. At first, everything was wonderful. They texted every day. They talked for hours. Everything felt effortless. Then one day she became distant. She stopped replying. She stopped initiating conversations. David panicked. He sent long emotional messages. Did I do something wrong? Please talk to me. I miss you. The more he begged, the colder she became. Finally, he decided enough was enough. He stopped chasing. Instead, he focused on himself. He went to the gym, spent time with friends, worked on his goals, carried himself with quiet confidence. Weeks later, she reached out. Hey, stranger, why haven't you texted? Do you see the shift? She expected him to keep chasing. When he didn't, she became curious. His value increased because he showed he respected himself enough to let go. What happens when you do this? When you stop chasing and simply allow someone space, one of two things usually happens. First, she comes back. Curiosity and respect grow. She remembers your value. Sometimes silence speaks louder than begging ever could. Second, she leaves. And if she leaves for good, then she probably wasn't the right person for you. But you keep your dignity, you remain emotionally grounded, and you leave yourself open to someone who's a better fit. Either way, you win. The deeper lesson. The truth is, people are often drawn to those who remain calm under pressure. Confidence, emotional stability, self-respect. These qualities are attractive, so the next time someone ignores you, don't beg, don't chase, don't endlessly explain yourself. Hold your silence. Respect the distance. Focus on building your own value, because the moment you stop chasing validation, you begin attracting respect. Final words. A woman distancing herself isn't always the end. Sometimes it's simply a mirror. It reveals whether you're ruled by neediness or guided by confidence. Many men fail this test because they chase and lose themselves. But the man who understands emotional control knows that sometimes the strongest move is no move at all. When you stop running after someone, you give them room to miss you. When you stay silent, your actions speak louder than words. And when you respect yourself enough to let go, you become someone who leaves a lasting impression. So remember, when a woman ignores you, don't panic, don't beg. Stay calm, stay silent, stay strong. If you found value in this video, be sure to subscribe to Sound of Saticon for more insights into relationships, psychology, and personal growth.